What's up everyone, it's James here with another video. Today I was going to do a review for you of Numenon because I've just finished reading it, and that's what we do on this channel. We review books once we've read them, but to be honest, I feel pretty crap today. I've got a blistering headache, had a really hard day at work, and I don't feel like doing a whole thought-provoking review, which means we're going back to the world of the big black book of book tags. And won't that be exciting? Today, we've been tagged by Booky Lorra in the Sisterhood of the World book tag. I don't know what the fuck this has to do with sisterhood, or why Laura thinks that I'm part of a sisterhood, because I've got a beard, and only dwarven sisterhoodish people have beards. And I'm not a dwarf. I'm almost normal height for a man. So let's crack on with the Sisterhood of the World book tag. The first question is, what is a book from elementary or high school that you thought you'd hate but ended up really enjoying? This is obviously written by an American, because in England we don't have elementary school, we have primary school, and the only required reading there is like Biff and Chip and Chip and Fish and Kipper and a dog, and they time travel with dinosaurs, and it's rubbish. So I didn't enjoy any of those. But in the high school, like sixth form, let's just go with sixth form college, we read Hamlet by William Shakespeare, and Hamlet by William Shakespeare I actually really enjoyed. I thought, you know, it gets hyped up a lot, Hamlet, as being obviously like the best Shakespeare book ever. And I would agree with that. It's pretty fucking good. I haven't read all of the Shakespeare, but I really enjoyed Hamlet. I thought it was going to be naff because, you know, it's Shakespeare and it's in school, and you get hyped up, don't you, by American television to think that Shakespeare is going to be shit. But it's actually really good. Really good, cool little revenge plot. Yeah, so yeah, Hamlet is the answer. Let's move on to the more exciting question 2. Question 2 is, did your class ever do book presentations in school? Did anyone's presentation make you want to read the book? No, of course not. The people in my area were illiterate knuckle draggers. We were basically primordial goop in school. No, the real answer is yes, we did book presentations. They weren't like a free choice thing. It was like, oh guys, I really want you, as your teacher, I really want you to read a book over the weekend, and I want you to do a presentation about it. It's more like, you know, it's your homework, like you write a book report or whatever, normally one of them stupid chip and fish books, and they're fucking shit anyway, so what can you even say? Like, yes, teacher, I really read Biff and Kipper's journey through the washing machine time machine, and I found that the historical inaccuracies in Roman times are very unbefitting of my station as a 6-year-old. Yeah, no, of course not. It's just stupid, isn't it? And of course, when you're 6 or 7, you don't want to read because reading's for dorks, and it still is. It's just now I'm more happy being a dork. So, question 3. What's your favourite book you've read so far this year? I haven't written an answer next to this one because I'm so torn and undecided. I could go with The Final Girls by Riley Sager. I really enjoyed that. I could go with the most recent book, Numenon, but to talk about that now would ruin the whole review thing that I'm going to be doing sort of in a few days' time, so just watch the fucking review instead. I could go with The Lady of the Lake, the final book in the Witcher saga, which fucking incredible end to a series. But I think probably out of all the books I've read so far, the one that's definitely stayed with me the most, and I think I could see myself going back to over and over again is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. It's over there in the corner behind me, behind the camera. But so I'm not going to go get it because it's huge. But yeah, fucking amazing book. I really don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things that's just impossible to describe. So I'm not going to bother. Just go and read House of Leaves. For goodness sake, it only took a month. Only took a month. What are you waiting for? You've got a month. You're going to live for a few more weeks anyway. Right, question 4. Do you prefer series or standalones? I prefer standalone books personally because I don't have a huge amount of drive to finish series normally. If I get a series on the hands, you know, I feel like there's this pressure to read it all. And when a series goes on for too long, like if it gets to like 7, 8, 9 books, you're like, jeez, fucking Christ, get to the point, lad. So I just like standalone books more because you get your characters, you get a scenario, you see the scenario through to the end, and you get a nice little warm feeling. You're like, oh, that was nice. You get a whole story, and that's missing in a lot of series until you get all right to the end, and it could be like fucking 10 books later. And I'm a slow reader, so like my average amount of books to read in a year is like 30. So do I want to, if I read a whole series in 1 year, I'd have to like get a whole third of my year, which is like 4 months, would have to be devoted just to reading this fucking series. Like, who's got the time? Who cares? Give me a standalone book, for Christ's sakes. Right, question 5. Character or plot-based stories? Which do you prefer? I prefer character-based stories because plot-based stories I tend to find is pointless, which is a weird thing to say, isn't it? Because it's full of fucking plot points. But here's the thing. When you focus your whole story on plot, what are you getting out of it? If it's not focused around the characters and the characters' growth and development, what is the point of the story? Like, you could just put a stick man into the story, like Harry Potter, for example. People are, oh, yeah, it's Harry Potter, it's based on a plot. It's about a little boy fights a wizard. Yeah, it is about a little boy, and he does fight a wizard, but at least Harry Potter is about character development. You know, it's about all these different themes and stuff, if you read it properly. But you know, if it was just about the plot, it was a plot-based story, you guys. Like, you could just put a paper stickman in and go, this is Barry Stickman. He's got magic. He's got a magic stick. There's a scary evil man, and he fights a scary evil man. The book's finished. Like, that's crap. Who gives a shit? Plot-based stories are rubbish. You need books that focus on characters and character development, because that is how good drama that ties you in as an audience member is created. And I'm the authority on that because I've never written a whole book in my entire life. So I definitely know everything I'm talking about, and you should definitely listen to me. Question 6. Where's your favourite place to read? Well, as you can see behind me, this is the only space I have in the entire world. I'm not going to read in the kitchen, so I guess in here, in this room, is my favourite place to read, by default fact of it's literally the only place I have to read. I used to read on the train to work, but now my commute is so short, and I never get a seat on the train, so what's the fucking point of bringing a book? I can't read on the train anymore. It's quite disappointing, really. Number 7. What are the last 5 BookTube videos you watched? I've prepared this ahead of time. It's all in the big black book of book tags. So, not including Booky Lorra's video, I watched the Sisterhood of the World book tag by Curtis Books and Films. I watched Author versus Character by Clara Reads Books, which is a really funny skit, actually. I watched the End of the Year book tag by Norwegian Book Nerd. I watched 19 Random Facts book tag by Booky Lorra. And I watched the BookTube Newbie Tag 2.0 by Capricious Helen. Yeah, it was a good selection of videos. I enjoyed them all. I didn't comment on any of them, guys. I didn't like them. I didn't comment on them. I'm a bad engager. I'm a bad audience engager, which is why I've got so few subscribers of my own. But I do watch all of your videos. Just I want you to know that. I do watch them. I just don't always have something to say. And I don't want to just spam like, hey, cool video, guys. I don't want to just spam you like that. If I've got something interesting to say, I'll say it. It's what gives me my mystique. Right, question 9. Which are the last 5 non-BookTube videos you watched? So, in order of most recent to the earliest one, I guess, I watched The Trouble with Telltale Games by Haydox. If you don't know what Telltale Games are, they're a video game developer and they make adventure games, and they're not very good, so I thought it'd be interesting to see this guy's take on it. I've never even heard of him before this video, but it was alright. It was a good video. I watched NBA 2K18 pulls a microtransaction slam dunk by Jim Sterling. Jim Sterling is one of my favourite all-time ever people on YouTube. Definitely is an inspiration for this hunk of meat. It's an interesting video. I didn't agree with all the points, but yeah, I mean, the microtransactions are shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't play video games, do you? Obviously. Then I watched Real PC RPGs Are for Nerds, the Commentocracy video by Jim Sterling again. This was a video where he just sort of takes the idea of this hardcore elitist video game player, and he just like he has this aristocrat read their comments, and it's just like, I don't know what is going on with the hardcore gamer. It's fucking brilliant. Just watch his video, it's fucking funny. Then I watched What Makes a Compelling Movie Hero or Protagonist by George Ruckle-Schmidt. This one's not like a comedy video. George Ruckle-Schmidt is this guy who does really interesting in-depth analyses of like movie trends. He doesn't do film reviews, that's an important distinction, but he takes modern films that come out and he does a analysis of the movie industry based on that film and like what it did that piqued his interest. And it's a really interesting channel, and yeah, you should probably go check him out. Go check him out. He teaches you all about storytelling and stuff. It's good. Then I watched Harry Potter and the Destruction of Character by Emily Sowers. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. It might be Sowers or something. So sorry, Emily, if you happen to see this. But this video is actually really interesting. It was about the adaptation of Harry Potter in the films and how it took the character of Hermione and Ron and basically gave all of the good bits to Hermione to fit with this wise woman trope. Like basically to enhance how Hermione's character is supposed to be super smart. What they did, well, like what Emily's point was, is they took Hermione's flaws, cut them off, just made Hermione perfect to be a role model for women, and then like incidentally just made Ron into a joke by removing all of his good bits to make Hermione look better. It was really interesting, actually. I'll link this video in the description because I think a lot of you probably would actually really enjoy it. This was a brilliant point. Like it just highlighted how far the other way they went in the film version with Hermione's character. Like they took this flawed, realistic role model that young women could aspire to, and then turned her into a generic, over perfect woman that no one can achieve. You know, she puts it a lot better than I just did. So go and watch her video. Just go on, watch. Click off this video. This video's crap. Go and watch her video. Number 9. This is the last question, by the way. So if you were thinking about clicking off the video, maybe just wait a minute. If you could live in any world with any character, what world would it be, and who would it be with? Well, I would live in the Culture Universe by Ian M. Banks because, I mean, even though there's wars and stuff, you can't really die. You have to voluntarily die, and then you can live forever, and it's like post-scarcity, so you just got all the resources ever. It's great, and everyone's happy. It's like a utopia. It's really cool. And I would live there with Emma Morley from One Day, who is a woman. Nothing special about her, really. She's just a woman. English teacher. Just normal. She just seems nice. Just seems nice, you know. Just a nice woman. Live with her. And in the film version, she's played by Anne Hathaway, so that's pretty good. Right, so that is the Sisterhood of the World book tag. I don't really normally tag people when I do tags. because I'm like a fucking shit booktuber, as we've established. But this time I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to tag the Norwegian book nerd because in her video that I watched, she was saying that no one ever tags her and stuff. And that's not right, is it? So I tag the Norwegian book nerd, who will probably never watch this video and never know that she's been tagged. Too bad. All right. See you later, guys. Have a good day. Watch me awkwardly turn the camera off now because I can't edit. See ya.